Warning, this podcast contains graphic language. What's going on out there, MGTOW? What's going on in sales? What's going on out there, Manosphere? You are right here. Kindle Weekend Podcast. It's been a long time since I put a live stream out here. And now we're getting into semantics and everything else. What's going on as an individual man, you know? Big shout out to all my fam out there. Big shout out. They're talking about nuclear bombs and shit like that. For heaven's sake. So no further ado, if this is your first time on the live stream, I want to play a little intro here. So you just bear with me. And here we go, gentlemen.
This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the annual purge sanctioned by the U.S. government.
You know, I find it ironic that the tool of feminism and the feminists that employ it is by far the most odious form of oppression, not just for men, but for women as well. Now, don't get me wrong. Men suffer far more under the iron curtain of Marxist feminism. For some odd reason, women seem to be more miserable than ever. And that's because the worst thing Western women could have done is to bog themselves down in the tar pits chasing the feminist fantasy that speaks to the very worst parts of the female psyche. Indeed, the entire reason that women have been such a privileged class throughout history is because only the good parts of her nature were displayed openly in society for everyone to see. Feminism, for the first time possibly in recorded history, has allowed Western women to show their true nature, and it's the worst possible thing they could have done for themselves because now the physical beauty of women comes as a double-edged sword of documented and well-known, unbridled greed, manipulation, and toxicity. And not since the days of Samson and Delilah have men been so keenly aware of the destruction and havoc women can visit upon them. And so now, women can no longer fetch the admiration and devotion of men in any meaningful way. Men aren't amazed or awestruck when we look at women. Men are suspicious and cautious and frankly want as little to do with women as possible. And when men want as little to do with something as possible, we strip down our interaction with it to the necessities, which means that men generally only want to be around women for as long as it takes to fuck them. And feminism and the women who practice it are to blame, not men. Feminism made women absolutely unbearable to be around and impossible to form lasting bonds with, and so by default, men categorized you as nothing but the very sex objects feminists claim the patriarchy labeled you as. That's why the Western woman is so intent on making sure everybody notices her outfit that shows just enough ass and tits for plausible deniability. At work, on the street, in the supermarket, at the DMV, at Blockbuster, and everywhere else. Because sex is all they are. They have nothing else. Ass and tits and painted up faces that make them look like clowns and heels that make them look taller than what they really are. That's all they have left. Now, some of the more perceptive Western women are starting to realize the size and scope of the trap they've been tricked into laying for themselves, but it really doesn't matter whether they see it or not. Because for the first time, men are on the precipice of adopting a line of thought that sticks a collective middle finger in the faces of Western femdom as a whole and tells them that this time, you're digging yourselves out of your own mess. The manginas that haven't figured out how much the very women they grovel to despise them aren't going to save you. You may have government catching you with their safety nets, but in reality, all they can really do for you is throw more money at the symptoms of your misery. The feminist governments in the West are so good at hiding the fact that they're such a huge part of the cause of the Western woman's sickness that she believes government to be the cure for it. The Western skank isn't going to be saved by the hordes of doctors scripting her more antidepressants than ever, and she isn't going to be saved by going to church and expecting men to believe that that makes them somehow cleansed of the stench of the long list of men in her past. God may forgive your degeneracy, but men still know what you are, what you've done, and more importantly, who you've done, so you'll have to excuse us if you really aren't in the mood to accommodate reformed whores that want to be housewives. But even more than that, men don't even want housewives anymore. Because after a half century of feminism, the only real result I can see is that women have lost their luster and retain only a fraction of the appeal they held in the days of fabricated oppression and patriarchy. And the worst part for them is that the fraction of appeal they've managed to hold on to, i.e. their pussies, depreciates in value with age and with use by other men. It's truly a sad state of affairs for Western women, but I can't say I really feel sorry for them, and that's because there's a new species of man emerging from the primordial ooze of the gender war. The post-feminism man, a type of man that terrorizes feminists because he refuses to serve, he refuses to bow, and he does what he wants to do. The post-feminism man isn't worried about pleasing women because he sees any women that isn't pleased with him as insignificant. He has a hair trigger mechanism ingrained into every fiber of his being that simultaneously and reflexively identifies and detaches him from any female he's involved with that gives him even one iota of feminist bullshit. He doesn't uphold, maintain, or pursue relationships. He's seen enough relationships to know that the ship is sinking. He isn't a partisan. He understands the futility of believing that the White House or the halls of Congress or Parliament or wherever his politicians conduct business are anything other than the ground zero epicenters of feminist power and influence. The post-feminism man is a nice guy, thug, a bad boy, or an educated man, or whatever. He isn't concerned with providing for or banging child support-obsessed baby mamas, and he recognizes these two groups of men as nothing more than two warring factions of men grandstanding and vying for access to used-up pussy. He's not a race, he's not a sperm donor, he's not an ATM machine, or anything else. The only thing that the post-feminism man irrefutably is and will be is what he's always been. Just a man, ready and willing and fully equipped to withstand and confront Marxist feminism on all of its fronts.
So classic, bar with my remix. Welcome, gentlemen. It's been a long time. So I'm here for 30 minutes and stuff like that. You know, this has been going on, a lot of shit been going on in the world, in your world, and my world, you know, and I haven't have the liberty to go and do different things as a content creator, right? I'm your average man, dude. That's who I am. I put one leg at a time with my pants, you know? And I don't even know, to be honest, because I have to be honest, it's been a long time since I put a video, a podcast, or anything when it comes down to content, right? And it's just one of those things that if you don't practice it, you lose it, right? And due to the fact that I'm also working like a donkey, like a mule, and trying to get with this inflection and shit like that. Not inflection. You follow my grip, the inflection. Yeah. It's kind of late out here. And not only that, I have some health problems and stuff like that. And so since this is my channel, I want to say what the fuck I want to say. So, to be honest with you, gentlemen, if you're a man going your own way, as for myself, I don't have no relative living in the state of Washington. I have a relative in Colorado. I got a relative in Puerto Rico. So when it comes down to health, I have to take care of my own problems, my own situation and shit like that. For the most part, thanks to the universe, that I've been very healthy man, right? But I got some fucking allergies, fucking around with shrimps, and I don't want to get too much into semantic how I fuck with shrimps, cooking shrimps. Well, might as well. I have an adult son, and he's like, Dad, you know, those shrimp they used to cook and shit like that and stuff like that. Can you make that? So I'm out here making some fucking shrimps and shit. I'm more like plant-based diet and shit. And I'm going between, I was like, okay, you know, I want to put something, and my son only lived like a mile and a half away, right? You know, he's a grown man and shit like that. But, you know, even though they grown, they request shit. they like to eat back when they were young and stuff like that, you know. And and me and him, we have a very special relationship because I raised them since age of 12 all the way to like 20 and shit like that. So we have a bond and stuff like that, you know. I'm more, to be honest, I'm more a sucker for my son and shit like that than a fucking skank ass bitch. That's just me. But, and so I'm cooking some fucking shrimps between, it's kind of hard to describe what I do, right? But I do what I do. I make a living. I will not be out here on the internet talking shit and paying fucking rent and paying insurance and paying all this kind of shit if I don't make a living. I'm not a fucking bum out here in the fucking streets. I make a fucking living, all right? Fuck. So anyhow, I cooked the fucking shrimps and shit. And I'm driving back to conduct my business. My eyes are itching. And I decide to touch my eyes with my hands some shit went out there that I don't know, dude. For real. So one eye is going crazy for like a day. So I decided to go to the urgent care, get this shit fixed up. 5 days later, I go back to the urgent care and they told me like, hey, that was not an antibiotic. That was something to prevent for getting infection and shit. Gentlemen, no, I'm still this day. Until this day, I've been 3 weeks partially blind. I was supposed to go on the 3rd to see a specialist shit, but I'm still at the grind. I still got to see, my eyes is very important, right? Because I deal with numbers. I deal with things, with phones and items and shit. I took my eyes for granted. My vision was very fucking perfect for my age. It's unbelievable. I took my ass partially blind and went to the doctor and went this and that, no help and shit. Taking eyes antibiotic and stuff, wearing sunglasses. The reason I'm putting them out here, my story, maybe someone knows about this. Maybe someone went into experience. In my experience, in these 3 weeks and a half that I was partially blind, I have like yellow shit coming out of my eyeballs. I could not sleep. It was a fucking fiasco. I'm the type of man that I like to produce. I like to be out there and, I'm a hustler. God damn it. Fuck. I'm a capitalist. I make money however it goes, it comes. I make that fucking money. believe me or not, I'm sitting here at my crib for 3.5 weeks going fucking crazy. Literally crazy. I drove. I ain't giving a fuck. I drove. But I had to drive like very short distance. A mile, 2, 3, come back. True story. I walked around the neighborhood like 600,000 times. Just walking. Walking. And it's like, well, if I can drive, well, I gotta walk. But I cannot sit here in my crib. Yes, I like music. I listen to music and podcasts and stuff like that. Thank God, that I got ears for now. So that keep me a little bit of, a little bit of sanity. It sure did. Got the headphones and just walking and shit. And prepare meals for myself and stuff. In a way, it's a blessing, it's a curse. It's a blessing, it's a curse, because the blessing is that you cannot take your vital organs or anything for you cannot take them. What's the word I'm trying to for granted. You cannot take them until you lose it. Simple stuff that the biology of the body needs is like eyesight and stuff. Hearing, talking, breathing. It's just, I'm a very healthy man, dude. I can imagine those people who got a kidney missing or this missing, but they're still out there surviving, right? They have to. And it just dawned on me, right? It just really dawned on me. It's like how precious everything is. Real talk. And all kinds of thoughts came through my head in these 3 weeks that I was out here. Literally, like, listen, I've been in jail. All right? Not prison, but I've been in jail. Jail was nicer to me than me losing my sight in my own fucking home. I'm telling you this shit right now. I can see shit. I can play cards. I can do shenanigans in jail. Out here, partially blind and all this stuff coming out of my eyeballs, blood and shit. I was a prisoner on my own fucking home. And all kinds of thoughts just come to your head. It sure fucking do. For me, it fucking did. I remember shit from my childhood. From an early age at 3 and all these kinds of thoughts and stuff like that. And I also believe in meditating. So I meditate. And I play sounds for healing and stuff like that. I sure did. I prayed, and then I came to my own conclusion because I thought to myself, well, I got capital. This is how my brain was working. I got capital. I don't want to live like this. No fucking way. No way. I cannot live like this. And what I'm saying to you, that's my thoughts. My thoughts. Because my thoughts just going everywhere, dude. It's just like going fucking bananas and shit. And I say to myself, I got capital. I can go here and just the bridge, jump over, stuff, all kinds of thoughts just come. Should I go back to Puerto Rico? You know, all kinds of shit goes to your head, dude. Who are gonna leave this? Who gonna leave that? The little thing that I got is not much, but you know. And then it dawned on me. And I'm talking to you as a human, as a man, as a MGTOW, as a man who take care of himself, okay? I'm going to be 100 with you. 100%. Because this experience is very unique for me. Because for most of my life, I've been a very healthy man. Very healthy. The only time I got surgery, it was in a bar fight because my nose got fucked up at the age of 22 in a fucking brawl out there. Besides that, never been hospitalized and shit like that. Then I got older and then I eat the proper food, most of it plant-based and so on and so forth, right? And shit. Then I came to this conclusion. Why human beings fight for their life? It's in our nation and our nature to do it. It just dawned on me. Why humans fight to live, to survive? Why are we scared of death? It dawned on me. All kinds of thought, it came to my fucking head, man. All kinds of shit. Why? Why? We put up this fight with life. Especially when people are ill and stuff. It was very interesting 3 weeks, to be honest. I've been real. And please do not miss. Don't misconcept me that it's a it's a life and death situation. Of course, it's not. I get it, but when you cannot see shit for her, and I'm still having vision problems, you think about a lot of shit. You think about a lot of shit. So far, I got better. I got better. I'll be working straight up for 15 days. Straight up. As soon as I can drive, I'm going and make this motherfucking money. I don't give a fuck. You know? If I can read a little bit of text, fuck that shit. I'm making this hustle. Matter of fact, I've been doing my grind for the last, I think, week and a half. Yeah. And I'm also afraid that, because I'm also afraid that I will not be able to pay rent, you know, on the 5th. And the money's covered. It's covered because, you know, I do have investment. I do have savings account. I do have my shit together. You know, I'm not these idiots who's in debt and stuff like that. I know how to plan for an emergency and shit like that, you know. Thanks to the universe. Thanks to the many gods out there who has shown the lights and stuff like that. And I haven't bought a silver coin in, like, to be honest, like 3 or 4 months. So today I bought an ounce of silver. And I've been watching silver for a long time. I have like 1.5 kilos. So once in a while I buy like 1 ounce and shit like that. Just 1 ounce a week. Or not. To be honest, it's been like 8 months since I haven't bought an ounce of silver. So today, you know, I bought one. It made me feel good, you know? It sure fucking did. That bitch is $30. Back, like, what, 2 years ago? $18. And I got 1.5 kilos. Bitcoin. I'll put 10 there. You know. You got anything that is left over? Invest it. Put it away. You don't know what's going to happen. I got cars. They have to get maintained. Tires. This, that, shit. You got $10? I would say this to in the live stream. You got $10 extra Don't go to McDonald's or don't go to there or don't set it and forget it. Put it whatever you feel happy with. S&P 500, whatever. Set it and forget it. But I tell you, to be honest, in this country, if you work for a corporation, if you work for uh, whatever, right? You got time, how you go, sick leave and shit like that. I don't have none of that shit. I pay for my own health insurance. Everything that I do, I work for myself. There's no PTO. There is no whatever shit is out there with the stock market and stuff. Whatever plan they have out there, shit like that. No, I don't. I stopped participating in that nonsense and bullshit years ago. I am a self-independent man. And I work for myself. I invest in myself. And I help other people in my family. They cannot help themselves. And that is the definition of man going your own way. And to put this in conclusion, one of the main reasons I haven't put no live stream or podcast and stuff like that, because I'm watching the house of cards falling. Okay? Google is a monopoly. I knew this shit for years ago. Trust me, when your content creator, they censor you, they shadow ban you and stuff like that. So there's no freedom of speech. At the time was Twitter, which I haven't signed up to Twitter or X. It left me a sour taste in my mouth. So I haven't done that yet. I'm just waiting patiently to have the open mic. All this bullshit and nonsense, misinformation and all this stuff, which this channel right here that you listen to me, I've been through there. I've been through it. Disinformation, misinformation, this and that, shadow ban you and stuff like that. I was here before that took place and after, okay? So I just wait. It's not because I'm afraid to say what the fuck I got to say. I say what the fuck I got to say regardless. The problem is, when you tell the truth, right? They don't want other people to hear the truth. That's how the game is. That's how it is. When someone tells the truth, nobody likes the truth. Everybody wants a lie, or everybody wants a picture of clouds and I don't know, ponies with rainbows and shit. But when it's white and black, or black and white, and it's the truth, well, guess what? You cannot talk about that. Boom! Take your channel away. This is my third channel. So censorship, which you know, it's unbelievable because we live in this country that we're supposed to have the First Amendment, right? Right? And these people, they came out of anyone. And it doesn't matter how big, how large, or how huge your channel was, or the smallest channel there is. They went out there and just like, pa, 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 pa. Take your shit. They didn't give a fuck. They sure didn't. You know, I figured this stuff. I figured out this stuff. Excuse me, this stuff years ago. I was like, you know, I think it was like 2016 and shit like that. Like, they really don't give a fuck how big or small your channel is, as long as they can control it and ban you and shadow ban you and stuff like that. And put you know, the reason I open up this channel, to be honest, is just like to express myself, because I do have the First Amendment. And I'm not asking for the algorithm lords to bless me and be the first one out there. No. No, no, no. I say what the fuck I got to say, and let it be fair. Let the algorithms be fair. Not shadow ban you. Not this. Not knock you out your channel and shit. And you have to rebuild the channel, rebuild the audience, and stuff like that. No, man. Look at fucking. Look at what's going on out there in the UK. Can you guys believe this shit? Look what's going on in the UK. They can't even put fucking videos out there. Look what's going on in Deutschland. Deutschland. That's my second home. No, actually, that's my third home. I live in Deutschland. Landstuhl, Germany. Graduated from Ramstein High School. And look at that fucking place nowadays. That is so fucking weird, you know? How the Western world is just like becoming like almost like communist and shit. It's so fucking weird. It's weird. It's weird. But what's going on in Europe, because, you know, I'm not an ignorant person. Trust me. I lived in Europe for 6 years. Thanks to the United States government and my parents. But I never enjoyed the military because I knew better. But I did travel in Europe. I've been in Spain, Italy, Switzerland, France, Belgium, Belgium, and another country there. But yeah, I've been out there in Europe. And look what's going on out there. For heaven's sake. Which I've been following this pattern for quite some time, for years. Greece and stuff like that. Where they brought these people from different parts of the world and shit like that to live in giving social program. This stuff is not new to me. The Europeans started first, and then after Biden, they opened up the gates. And they're here by the drove from different worlds, different parts of the world and shit like that. The Chinese and shit. Listen, man. If you worry about Mexicans, that's the least of your problems. All right? You got to worry about the Chinese. You got to worry about these other parts of the world. They came through the country of Ecuador. Ecuador was the landing place, and then they travel out there with agencies and stuff like that and shit like that, and the Middle East and shit like that. All kinds of nonsense and bullshit from different parts of the world, and they came to the United States, and they here. We don't know who the fuck is who. We don't know shit. You think I worry about Mexicans and stuff? No. I ain't worry about, no. Hondurans over the Rangers and shit. No, I'm not worried about that. They Christian Catholics and stuff. What about these other people that came from, I don't know what the hell is, I don't know. I do not know. I'm just talking shit, okay? That's all. I'm just talking shit. To be honest, I'm just talking shit, but, you know, it's just a thought in my head. Just some thoughts. Yeah, that's it. Just some thoughts and stuff. But yeah, starting Europe and the migration and stuff like that. And then Biden got elected, and all kinds of motherfuckers from different parts of the shit world are here. Well, what the fuck? I'm gonna say it because nobody else gonna say it. I don't even know how to say it or describe it, but I'm gonna try it. The shit is so deep. It's so deep. It's balls deep, and the cum came inside. That's how deep this shit is. It's ball deep, and the cum came inside in this country. All the sanctuary cities they got out here, balls deep. Who's gonna enforce this shit? I do not know. How they gonna go back to the native land? I do not know. All I know is all these niggas out here, they making chaos and shit like that, taking over apartments in Colorado and New York and Chicago and shit like that. All kinds of chaos and stuff like that is happening in the city, in the blue city. So I don't know what the fuck is going on out there. Los Angeles and shit, I do not know. Real talk. ICE going to go take them out and take them to an airplane and put them back to the native land? I don't know. I don't have one fucking clue, but this shit stinks like to high heaven. Good thing I know Spanish. I'm safe. I'm safe from this shit, gentlemen. I'm safe. I think I am. Jesus Christ. 47 minutes. Well, gentlemen, it's late out here on the West Coast. You know, I think I was doing my grind, my thing for like 12 hours. I'm fatigued. I'm tired. But like I always say, gentlemen, peace. Stay MGTOW. I will catch you next podcast, live stream, or video. Let the universe be with you.